I want to move on to the other side of that game last night. It was the debut of D'Angelo Russell, Karl-Anthony Towns pairing the brotherhood, as Carl likes to call it. Despite an impressive 75 points in the first half, the Wolves unable to keep pace with the Raptors for the entire game. And here's what Towns told the Star Tribune about playing with Russell. Quote, "That is my brother. I told him I don't know if I'll ever have a teammate that loves him as much as I do, has his back more than I do. I will die for that man, and I know he would do the same for me." Look, we have talked a lot about team chemistry in Minnesota, Nick. You have covered that team. I would not call it a brotherhood for many of the years that you were there. So do you think that this kind of friendship can actually translate into wins for the Timberwolves?
No. I am all the way out on the Timberwolves, Rach. I don't believe that Karl-Anthony Towns is mature enough as a leader to be the face of a team that can contend and grow. I think that D'Angelo Russell was really solid in my dealings with him in Golden State, but there's a reason why the Warriors traded him. They did not believe that he was a core piece of a possible title contender.
They also have a few guys at guard already.
They do, but it was his attitude day to day. And in watching Towns through the years, I understand why the Timberwolves made this move. They want to make him happy. But the culture that's been created in Minnesota, especially in the last year or so with Ryan Saunders and Gerson Rosas, everybody's afraid of upsetting Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns was anointed as the guy. He got a max deal. What has he won in the league? Everything has kind of flattened since they said, you're the man. And I think the move to make moving forward, if this doesn't work, and you give it a year or so to see how Russell and Towns work together, the move to make to me, it's to trade Towns down the line.
Oh, man, I have so much to say to that. You want to take this first, or do you want me to?
I do think it was a great move for Minnesota, not just because of the friendship, but I have seen friendships work. I've seen that bond come together and really work from the standpoint of a guy that you're that close to can tell you when you're screwing up, and you'll listen to him. So they can go back and forth at each other. But I just think from a positional standpoint, it fits. You know, you got a really talented point guard in Russell, an all-star, and then you got this big-time talent in Towns. Those two guys are going to be working off of each other, working together. So I do think that it gives them a boost from a win standpoint. But at the same time, does it get them to where they need to be? No. I think they got to fill in some veteran pieces around these young guys that can mentor them, that can lead them when they don't necessarily have the tools to understand how to get the team where they need to go.
Nick, if you do trade Karl-Anthony Towns in a year or two, you're not getting a better player back. It's not like if you trade him, oh, okay, someone will give you Kevin Durant. So there's only so many options for any franchise, right?
But you're not going to win with him.
To have a player of that talent level on your roster, you do, as the coach and the GM, want to try to make it work around him.
Let's keep it real, though, Nick. 95% of the teams that have a star in the league cater to that star. So let's not make it seem like he's being treated any different than any other star. There are very few cultures in our league that hold every single guy 1 through 15 on the roster to the same standard. So that's just the reality of our league. So you do have to keep your star happy to a certain extent. I agree with you. You're not going to get that caliber player back. You're going to probably get back picks and pieces. But I think that this was the move to make if you wanted to amplify Karl-Anthony Towns and give him a chance to become better and for their team to get better.
But, Fizz, here's the counterpoint to that. A lot of stars in the league have won. Towns has never won anything.
True.
He's always been the guy that everyone said, oh, he can do it. But I think around the league, guys, the word is starting to come out that Towns has a ton of talent, and they're going to rack up a ton of points. But is somebody going to make him play defense all the time? Is somebody going to bring out the mental toughness that you need night after night to be the person that leads the way?
Well, that's why I'm interested in what Fizz said about the accountability of someone who you can look at and who can tell you the truth. And look, that's the next move, right? They said, hey, you really wanted this guy so much? We went out and got you this guy. You really want to be held accountable and tell all the rest of the league, don't be sleeping on us? You got to walk the walk. So we will see now.
The Warriors, there's a reason they made that move.
Because Andrew Wiggins is a better fit than D'Angelo Russell.
I agree.
But they also think that Timberwolves pick in a year is going to be awesome.
Well, that's a great. No, I think they did. I think that's going to be great too. But I do think Wiggins is a better fit.
It is amazing when any two teams make a trade, they're gambling often on each other to fail.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.